We are live, please.
Should we start?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to today's enlightening session on spirituality and profession. The theme being The Power of One Thought by Dr. Mohit Gupta. On behalf of the organizing committee, I welcome our speaker, Dr. Gupta, our MOS president, Dr. Shirish Thorat sir, our chairperson, Dr. Meenakshi Bagali, all other dignitaries, and all the participants who have joined us. Dr. Rajesh and myself will navigate today's session. May I invite our leaders for the opening remarks. First, I welcome Dr. Shirish Thorat sir to share his words of wisdom. Over to you, sir.
And thank you, Kshama Madam. Good evening, all. On behalf of MOS, I welcome you all to this very interesting and much needed lecture on spirituality and profession. Actually, this is the last online webinar, online session of our tenure. And I think this is the best way to complete our commitments. Friends, many times it is difficult to balance our personal and professional lives. And this gives undue stress on ourselves. So here comes the role of mind, body, and medicine. And this lecture is a wonderful opportunity for us to explore how integration of spiritual principles can lead to more fulfilling lives, both inside and outside of self. My sincere thanks to today's speaker, Dr. Mohit Gupta sir, who is a renowned cardiologist, for sparing a valuable time in spite of a very short notice. Many of us are big fan of yours, sir, and we are eager to listen from you. I really thank our chairperson, Dr. Meenakshi Bagali, who is an active member of our Maharashtra Ophthalmological Society. She was a past president of Pune Ophthalmological Society, a renowned surgeon and a director of Laser Center. Today's moderator, Dr. Kshama Kadam, who is a prolific phaco and refractive surgeon from Solapur. My friend, Dr. Rajesh Ugle from Akola, he's a renowned VR surgeon, a very balanced person and a great human being. Thank you all of you for joining us. I'm confident that this will be a great inspiring session for all of us. With these words, may I pass my baton to Dr. Meenakshi ma'am.
Yes.
Now
Good evening, everybody. Yeah, go ahead.
Our
Kshama.
chairperson to give her opening remarks.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. And I thank MOS for giving me this opportunity to attend and chair this wonderful session. I welcome Professor Mohit Gupta, and he will enlighten us. As all of us know, in today's world, we have a very stressful life because we have family problems, financial problems, there is a lot of competition, and there is a lot of pressure from the patients also, leading to litigations. So we should understand how to remain calm and how to react. Instead of reacting, we should be able to comprehend what the other person is thinking. So spirituality is very important part of our behavior and thinking. If we go on thinking that we are big doctors, then you have this ego coming into your speech, which leads to sour relationship between the patient and the doctor. So I feel Dr. Mohit Gupta will guide us how to change our thought process and how to bring humility and empathy in our thinking and behavior. I think it is very important in today's world. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Bagli ma'am, for those inspiring words. Now to introduce our esteemed speaker, I invite Dr. Rajesh. Over to Dr. Rajesh.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we are graced with the presence of Dr. Mohit Gupta sir, who is a renowned interventional cardiologist. He is a director of Professor of Cardiology in GB Pant Hospital, New Delhi. He is also the cardiologist in Parliament Health Annex for the honorable members of the Parliament. Sir has graduated from the University College of Medical Science, Delhi, and post-graduation and super specialization from Maulana Azad Medical College, Delhi. He has a unique distinction of getting more than 18 gold medals and 5 silver medals in his academic curriculum. He has been nominated as a Fellow of American Cardiology and European Society of Cardiology, as well as Cardiological Society of India and Fellow of Royal College of Physicians, Edinburgh. He is he is a principal investigator in many landmark research trials being conducted globally in the field of cardiology and investigating the role of genes in causing hypertension and heart attacks in young patients. He is also using artificial intelligence in conducting research and has been instrumental in initiating research on investigating the adjunctive role of meditation in coronary heart disease. Also, he is working on the reversing aging by Raj Yoga meditation. He has more than 150 publications to his credit. He has got many state and national level awards, including prestigious National Best Innovation Award in Cardiology in 2021. He has got Young Scientist Award, DP Basu Young Scientist Award of the Year in 2010. Then Bishan Swarup Young Scientist of the Year in 2019. In 2020, he has got Delhi Medical Association Excellence Award, KL Vig Oration Award, 2021 Best Innovative Cardiologist Award. 2022, he has awarded Eminent Teacher Award. Also in 2025, he has got Lifetime Achievement Award by Global Xaverians and Xavier's alumni for his contribution to the society. He has been recently invited to TEDx to speak on creating a conscious future. He has been invited by Uttar Pradesh state to address the secretaries and officers of the government of Uttar Pradesh on Sankalp Se Siddhi. He is a renowned motivational speaker and he with numerous symposia and sessions to his credit in the institution and universities of repute like Oxford, Cambridge, IIT, IIM, Parliament of India, AIMS, Reliance, and Abbott, many corporate companies. He has been invited by Chartered Accountants of Association in Sri Lanka for keynote on address on power of thoughts. He perfectly blends the ancient wisdom with contemporary thinking and amalgamates the science and spirituality in his sessions. He has been associated with Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual University from his childhood and practices Raj Yoga meditation daily. So I welcome Dr. Mohit Gupta sir for his session. Thank you.
Rajesh, I
Good evening.
also welcome
Good.
and thank the presence of Dr. Ullas sir, who is from Amravati, and he is heading the medical wing of the Prayapita of Vidarbha. So welcome you, Ullas sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, and for this very generous introduction. And thank you so much for this terrific opportunity. It's always a pleasure to speak to our own fraternity. Well, in this very beautiful, small 35-40 minute session, I'm going to give you a lovely glimpse of what powers we have and how we can really create a life which is full of balance and full of joy. So, this next 40 minutes is going to be one of the most beautiful and unraveling journeys of your life. How would you feel if you know that the doctor who is speaking to you does not have a right side of the brain? It has been taken out and removed. How would you feel if you know that the doctor who's speaking to you has lost his 80% of the hearing and works with only 20% of the hearing for last 22 years? And how would you feel if you know that the cardiologist who is speaking to you has 4 screws drilled in his spine? He has difficulty in walking and standing even now, but still he starts his day every day at 3:30 a.m. in the morning, working till 11 p.m. in the night, operating more than 60 to 70 cases a day, traveling globally. That is the power of one thought. That is the power of meditation that we all are gifted with. I'm going to make you understand the magical powers that you have. I also started my journey like you. Always a great student in my school. I did my MBBS from University College of Medical Sciences in Delhi. I University College of Medical Sciences, Delhi. I did my MD medicine from Maulana Azad Medical College. I was a good student. I went to John Hopkins, America, was doing my gastroenterology there. Came back to India in 2001. I did my cardiology, became one of the youngest cardiologists, and I could always attract my success naturally. I thought that this is what life is all about. I was a brahmachari. I always used to practice meditation. I used to have a lovely life, which was very balanced. My father, a gastroenterologist, mother, a gynecologist, younger sister, everything that I could dream of in my life, I always had. But one day came in my life that changed my life forever. And that is what is my story. My first story that made me understand the magical power of thoughts and belief that we have. That's the power of thought and the belief that we have. That was a day that changed my life. It was a routine day. I came back home on 20th March 2003 at 5:30 p.m. in the evening after 1.5 days. I was exceptionally tired. I was having headache, unbelievable and unexperienced headache. That kind of headache I have never experienced in my life. I came back and my mother said, "Would you like to have food?" And I said, "No, I don't want to have food. I want to just take a rest today." I slept for 2 hours, got up again, still having a throbbing headache. She handed a cup of ice cream to me. Just taking that cup of ice cream for 15 seconds, that cup fell from my hand and I collapsed on the floor of my house. I was throwing massive scissors. I could see my death to closest. I lost my consciousness. I was lifted and rushed to the hospital. Whole night doctors were working on my brain. I was having seizures and I was in semi-conscious state. After almost whole night, I regained consciousness next day. When my scans were done, this is what was seen in my brain, a large infective mass in right side of the brain diagnosed as multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. Severe headache. That was the way I used to live my life. Unbelievable headache. Every day, throbbing headache, getting up with pain, sleeping with pain, and I think living with pain. This was sensitive to 19 out of 19 drugs, only to one drug. I was resistant to 18 drugs that were available for this disease at that time. My day used to start with 18 tablets, 9 in the morning, 9 in the evening, and every day a micacin injection used to be injected in my hips and then my hands, which took away my hearing from you. I was in deep pain at that time. I was wondering what had gone wrong in my life. I knew I had landed myself in a pandemic of personal mismanagement. एक दिन के अंदर that one single day and one moment changed my whole perspective. My money, my power, my position, my degrees, nothing was important for me. What was important was my life and my health. Now, there was no meaning of all the things that I had gathered. And I was wondering next day, what has gone wrong in my life? I knew it was all about imbalance that I had created in my life, the work and life imbalance. For all those people who have joined today virtually on this webinar, just take a moment and reflect in your life that what is the level of balance that we have created. Do I define my success by the amount of work and the degrees that I have? Or do I define my success by the level of happiness and joy that I have gathered in my life? मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ कि जितना सामान हमने अपनी लाइफ में बटोरा है, क्या उतना ही सुकून, उतना ही सुख और चैन भी हमने अपनी लाइफ में गैदर किया है? We must ask ourselves. And I had a big answer that I have lost the balance in my life that day. I knew life is supposed to be very simple, but I have made a mess out of it. I knew that I was living my life in an emergency mode, meeting deadlines, meeting targets. This is how we doctors are living our life. We are defining our success by what we are earning, by the level of amount of busyness that we have in our life, by how long we are working. This is how we are defining. And that is the day I changed my definition and changed my perspective, my dear friends. Ultimately, working on my brain, having 16 to 18 tablets every day. After 2.5 years, there was a massive brain surgery that was conducted on my brain on 30th June 2005, and the lesion, the right parietal lobe, was taken out of my brain. I thought that now I'm going to be absolutely fine. And look at this, what happened. Only 6 months later, in January 2006, I again started experiencing headache and unusual lack of balance. And when my scans were done, I had developed another lesion in my cerebellum. Doctor said, Dr. Gupta, this is not operable. You cannot, your brain cannot be operated for this. I was taking 16 tablets at that time. Best medicines, best doctors across the world from America, from Bangalore, Dr. Adeshwari, from AIMS, Dr. Guleria, so many team of doctors were designing my regime, but nothing working on my brain. I was losing hope, but that is the time I knew that old ways are not going to open new doors. I have to change something. I was practicing meditation, and that is the time I started doing focused Raj Yoga meditation on my brain. I was a member of Brahma Kumaris. I went to one of the senior members of Brahma Kumaris, and she told me that you have immense power. Why don't you use the power of meditation to heal my brain? Just imagine a cardiologist, a scientist, a prolific researcher taking up to spirituality and amalgamating, complementing science with spirituality. This is what I did. And from 4th January 2006, I started using this technique to heal myself every day, getting up 3:30 a.m. in the morning, doing focused meditation for my brain to heal myself. I started doing, and this is what happened from January 4th, 2006, when I was practicing meditation for 1 year. My friend said, Mohit, come on, let us show to this doctor. I said, nothing doing. I have to take up to something new. And I complemented my medicines with meditation. And 1 year later, when my scans were done, this is what happened. The lesion had disappeared without any surgery for my brain. My dear friends, that is the day I realized that the true essence of healing lies in the magical power of thoughts and the immense power that meditation gives us. My first message to you is that our body is working like an orchestra. We as doctors are tuned in just to heal ourselves, like with medicines. But let me tell you, if we use the power of meditation, if we use the power of thoughts, the 50 trillion cells of our body, they lose their individual intelligence and they started completely reprogramming our brain and our body. And this science is called neuroplasticity. By repeated thinking, by repeated positive affirmations, neuroplasticity can completely rewire and reprogram your brain. Within 17 seconds of a new thought, a new neuron is formed. And when you are consistently, you are repetitively thinking about the same thing, that pathway gets hardwired. And within 21 days to 254 days, you can get a completely new habit. And let me tell you, there is only and only one catalyst, and that catalyst is the belief that you have in your life, my dear friends. The message that I want to give you, that whatever you want to create outside must first be created in your mind. If you want money, if you want success, if you want happiness, if you want health, if you want something in your life, whatever you want to design, whatever you want to anticipate, whatever you want to achieve in your life, that first thing has to be created in your mind, my dear friends. And the catalyst is the belief. This is the power that we all are gifted with. My dear friends, my most powerful first message to you is believe in the magic that your thoughts can create. The true healing is not just with the medicines. The true healing is in the power of our positive thinking, in the power of creating balance in our life, in the power of creating magical, affirmative, and optimistic thinking in our life, my dear friends. My second story is on the essence of healing and relations. Just like you, my life also started at 6 a.m. in the morning every day, operating more than 60 to 90 cases. I work in the busiest center, not of India, but of Asia. And this is how our schedules used to run from 6 a.m. to almost 2 a.m. next day. And it was evening of 2018, Saturday, I was about to leave my cath lab after a very fruitful and a busy day. After operating all the cases, as I was dressing, suddenly there was a noise outside my cath lab, and I had a 22-year-old young boy. A a young boy who was non-smoker, non-alcoholic, non-diabetic, no family history, lipids normal, no hypertension, no risk factors. He came with a massive cardiac arrest. And he was pulseless, BP-less, and ECG was a flat line. And I was asked to operate this patient. I said, nothing is left in this patient. What am I going to do? But doctor said, Dr. Gupta, give it your best try. And with a reluctant mind, I took him up on the table, put him on the ventilator and the artificial pacing system. On the massage, I angiographed the patient. All three coronary arteries were blocked. One by one, we took out thrombus of all the three coronary arteries. We were resuscitating him. After 1.5 hours, I could achieve a blood pressure of only 50 to 60 millimeters of mercury with mind saying he won't survive. Somewhere in my heart, I had a feeling that he might just make it. With this dubious mind, uncertain mind, I shifted the patient to the ICU. Next day, when I went for the rounds, you would be surprised to hear that that young boy was absolutely conscious and oriented. His ECG has normalized. His blood pressure had stabilized. He was absolutely perfect. About waiting to be extubated, patients were happy, doctors were happy, nurses were happy, and so was I, and his relatives were. But that day was one of the most disturbing days of my life because I was wondering that even without a risk factor, why did this 22-year-old young boy had an heart attack? I wanted to speak to that young boy, married for 2 years, had a 4-month-old daughter, and I went to his father and said, please call his wife. I want to speak to both of them. And his father took me separately out of the ICU and whispering voice, he whispered in my ear and said, sir, his wife won't come. I said, why won't she come? He said, sir, they are on the verge of divorce. After 1 month, they are separating from each other. So his wife won't come. And I froze in that moment. I was speechless. I had no words what to say and how to respond to his remarks. After a pause, I gathered all my strength, and with my folded hands, I requested his father, to give a call to that young girl and say that Dr. Gupta wants to meet you. Please come here. Reluctantly, his father called that young girl, and 1.5 hours later, that young girl came. I made both of them sit in the ICU. I extubated the young boy and started talking to both of them. And listen to this, what I talked to them. आप लोगों के दिमाग के जाले साफ हो जाएंगे. I said, क्या गड़बड़ चल रही है तुम्हारी लाइफ में? What is going on wrong in your life? And look what he said. He said, sir, we both earn a six-digit salary. We drive a Mercedes. We have a four-bedroom plush apartment. But for last 2 years since we have been married, we never connected well with each other. We never had time to understand the emotions of each other, to understand and have that empathetic connection with each other. And we thought that we have everything materialistic, but since we have no emotional connect, we should separate from each other. I didn't counsel them. I only said, if you want to separate, go ahead. I'm not going to counsel you. But for 1 month, you have only 1 month. Can you do one thing for me? And they both said, yes, sir, we will do one thing for you. And I asked that for 1 month, you start having a dinner together in your home. Have a e-free dinner, free of mobile phone, free of internet, free of television. Just sit for half an hour on the dining table, connect with each other, understand each other, appreciate each other, listen to each other, argue with each other, but learn to accept each other. Smilingly, they said, sir, we will do it for 1 month. And the second thing I asked to the young lady, I said, I'm going to discharge your husband 2 days later, but I'm going to see your husband only on one condition. She said, what? I said, only if you promise that you will bring him to my OPD with your hands in his hands, holding his hands, you accompany him to my OPD. She said, no. I said, please do it for me, for my sake. And she responded in affirmation. I discharged the young boy 2 days later. They started coming to my OPD. They came for on the first week. After first week, they came on the second week. Those 2 weeks changed into 3 weeks. 3 weeks changed into 4 weeks. Those 4 weeks changed into 4 months. And those 4 months changed into 4 years. Their 4 months old daughter grew up into a beautiful 4-year-old angelic girl, and they still come to my OPD. And my dear friends, they have withdrawn their divorce papers. That is the day I understood the true essence of healing. We as doctors are not working better than a washerman that is doing his job. We are mopping the floor. We are treating the disease, but we don't understand and learn to empathize with the feelings of the patient. You know, just like a washerman switches off the tap and the floors stop getting dirty. Similarly, if we doctors want to change ourselves, our identity from treating to a good and a great healer, we must learn to understand the mindset of the people also. The beginning of the disease is never in the body. The beginning of the disease is always in the mindset. And that is why the word disease is made of two words, dis plus ease. When the easiness goes away in our mind, we become diseased, my dear friends. And that is the time I started doing phenomenal and fantastic experiments in our hospital. I took 150 patients, and each one of you must listen to this. All these 150 young patients were of heart attack, aged between 18 to 30 years, and all of them had no risk factors. What I did was I measured their psychosocial stress, the amount of stress that they have in their life. Using validated questionnaires, I took 10 ml of their blood sample and measured their biologic or the genetic length or the genetic age. Look at this, what the results were. This was accepted as a paper and we presented it in the European Congress. These young boys, these children who had heart attack, their physical age was between 18 to 30 years. But look at this, the red graph. Their biologic age was equal to 60 to 95-year-old person. They had a very high biologic age. And what was the reason? The reason was they had no risk factors. You would be surprised. 91% of them, our own published paper, had significant levels of psychosocial stress, lack of love, lack of happiness, anger in their life, lack of gratitude in their life. Ego was governing their life, and that is what was leading to significant level of stress. I request all of you, as successful doctors and entrepreneurs, look into your life and look at the level of stress. Look at the level of anger and irritation. Look at the level of hatred. Look at the level of ego with which we live our life. Look at the level of the complaint and criticism that we have in our life. I thought that stress is natural, but when I further analyze, you would be surprised and shocked to see. Look at this. Those people who had no purpose in their life, who had no love in their life, who had ego in their life, domestic violence and stress in their relationships, those were the people with poor lifestyle whose telomerase enzyme significantly decreased and their telomere length kept on decreasing, and that is why their biologic age was high. And these are the people who had aging early, who had depression, who have early heart attacks, who have early stroke and cancer in their life. And this explains the pandemic of these diseases that is happening in South Asian population, my dear friend. The good news was those people who had love, who had happiness and gratitude, who had good nutrition, whose life was governed with gratitude and happiness. These were the people whose telomerase enzyme increased, and those were the people whose biologic age was significantly less, and they were more healthy and were able to overcome the significant disease. The message is perspective changes everything, my dear friends. We have the power by our genome, by our thoughts, by the emotions, by the lifestyle that we are reading, we can completely change our life. Dr. Robert Waldinger, who conducted one of the most successful and longest ever study which was published, which is known as the Harvard Second Generation Study or the Grant and Glueck Study, and commonly known as the Happiness Study, where 700 people were followed up for 75 years, measuring every single aspect of their life. They concluded that there was only and only one secret to leading a fulfilling life, and that was not their money. That was not their position. That was not their power. That was good relations in their life. My dear friends, no amount of Google mantras, no amount of counseling is going to change your life. I request each one of you who has joined now to introspect the level, the beauty, the compassion, the joy that we create in our life. Every day, today, I give you this second powerful message that it's time to move back from high technology to high touch in our life, to compassion in our life. It's been 51 years in my life that when I enter back home, my father being a gastroenterologist, mother being a gynecologist, both 80 plus, I don't enter home as a director professor of cardiology. I enter home as their child. I enter home as a brother to my sister. I enter home as a lovely, wonderful, son. We all have a meal together. Every single day for last 51 years, we have never missed a meal until and unless I am traveling. We sit together, disconnect with technology, chat with each other. For 1 hour, we are playing games, we are arguing, we are shouting, we are enjoying, we are accepting, and we are also appreciating each other. My dear friends, the true beauty of our life, of our relation, lies in the beauty of the happiness and joy that we create in our interactions with our family. My message is we have the power to regulate our genes. The true essence of our life, the true essence of relations is the power of compassion that we create in interacting with each other, my dear friends. My third story is a story of resilience. We all face challenges in our life, and my story is no different. I was a great badminton player. I used to play at a state level. Every day, used to practice. And it was 21st March 2013. I was playing badminton in the indoor courts, preparing for the tournament. And suddenly, while playing, I suffered a major spinal injury. My spine got listhetic. I had a pars interventricularis fracture and I had severe shooting, radiating pain in my leg. I collapsed on the floor, could not move even a millimeter. I was dragged to my home. My orthopedic friends, my neurosurgeon friends said that Dr. Gupta, this is more than enough. You must now take complete rest. Every day, when I used to get up, I told them, fix my spine. I want to come back to my original life. Pain was severe. I would visualize playing myself badminton again, but they won't listen. They made me lie down on the bed for a month. After 1 month, I regained some basic lifestyle. I used to go to my hospital with a dragging pain. I used to operate, but life was never comfortable. But I never lost hope. Every day, I was visualizing that I'm playing badminton. After 8 months, I kept on repeating this, stop picking my phones. I told them, operate my spine. Nobody would listen. Ultimately, in January 2014, 17th January, I got admitted. And that was on 19th, I was operated. And this is my picture on 20th January 2014. Look at the face completely spoiled, but there was a significant level of joy and happiness. The spine which was fixed, I was happy. I knew that life is going to be absolutely normal. After 2 days, I took a leave from the hospital. I came back home. I started walking. I started doing my job. This is what my spine was after the surgery. I was moving around my home with a lot of hope. Physiotherapy being done. After 1 week, I started moving out of my home. Within 1 month, I rejoined my hospital. I was very happy and comfortable. Still, there was a lot of sensations in my leg, but still with a lot of hope, I was working. Physiotherapy going on. Every day I was improving, and within 1 year, I was able to walk for 4 kilometers. And after one and a half, 11 years today, I'm able to walk for 16 to 20 kilometers back to my own activities, regaining my whole activity and sports lifestyle. This is the power of resilience, and this is the power of thoughts, my dear friends. What I want to say is, if you have a purpose in my life, in your life, you can bear with almost anyhow. Remember, a life without a purpose is like a body without a soul, my dear friends. Life is going to give you challenges, but most of us are troubled by these challenges. We keep on spiraling in these challenges. My third message to you is, don't spiral in these challenges, but learn to evolve while you are spiraling. The challenges are the stepping stones for success. They are the God's way to increase and magically create your own inner power, my dear friends. Remember, let the challenges come, but with a optimistic, with a perseverant, and with a very powerful and a positive mindset, you can create magic in your life, my dear friends. My last story to you today in this lovely and a small interaction with you is, make your mind a sieve and not a sponge. Every day, we meet millions and millions of people, interacting with thousands and thousands of patients, of friends, of people whom we see in our life. Sometimes those people are not according to us. Sometimes those people are not behaving the way we want them to. Sometimes the emotions, the people are hurting us. They are harming us. We feel bad. We feel, ignored. We often feel like we have been devastated inside. But if one day somebody meets us, we keep that thing in our mind. If the second day we meet another person and that person also hurts us, we again keep those emotions in our mind. So one day, one person, 2 day, two people, 365 days, 365 people. And if this thing goes on for 10 years, more than 3,650 people, and sometimes we meet more than one people. And if we keep everything in our mind is turning into a garbage, my dear friends. Today, on this platform, I request each one of you to see, do you harbor these emotions in your mind? Go out, introspect. Even each one of you who has joined here, take a moment and look into your mind, the level of anger, the level of irritation, the level of hatred and jealousy, the level of competition, the level of criticism, and the level of complaint and expectations that we harbor in our life. My dear friends, आप मंदिर जाओ, मस्जिद जाओ, गुरुद्वारे जाओ, church जाओ. You may go to any spiritual places. You may have bathing in these Ganges also. But remember, a mind that is full of anger and a heart that is full of hatred can never be happy and can never give happiness to others. The true happiness lies in cleaning your mind. The true essence of spirituality is all about cleaning your own inner mindset, my dear friends. That is where the true power of healing lies. Today, I request all of you that just as you clean your body, just as you clean your home, just as you clean your every belonging every day, take out time to clean your mind of all these negativities. This is where the stress lies. This is what triggers continuously in our mind. This is what harms us. This is what hurts us. And this is what takes away the joy and the magic of our life. Today, I give you an option to either embrace anger or love in your life. Love can be a most beautiful answer or the antidote to anger. I give you a choice to embrace compassion, give you an option to embrace acceptance in your life, to appreciate each other and let go of all the anger and irritation that we have in our life, my dear friends. This mind grows into a Ram or Ravana only by whatever you nurture. इस मन के अंदर ही राम और रावण है. जिस चीज को पानी डालेंगे वही चीज हमारे मन के अंदर दोस्तों ग्रो करती चली जाएगी. And that is what I want to tell you, that nurture your life, create a magic in your life. Every day you are gifted with 1440 minutes, and that means you have 1440 daily opportunities to make a positive impact. You have equal number of opportunities to create magic in your life. And let me tell you, Raj Yoga meditation is one of the most powerful epigenetic tools that can create miracles in your life. If we take out only 20 minutes, nobody is so much busy that we can't even take out 15 to 20 minutes to heal ourselves. Meditation is one of the most powerful charging tools. Just as you charge your mobile, meditation is the way to charge your own mind. How do you charge? You charge yourself with your soul, with God's purity, with God's knowledge, with God's power, with God's happiness, inculcating love and peace in your life. Imagine a life full of peace, a life where language of love and the power of happiness governs your life. That is the life which is called a blissful or a life full of Anandam Sthiti. My dear friends, no amount of materialistic wealth is going to give you happiness and joy, because money cannot buy happiness. Money cannot buy peace for us. It's only the power of meditation that can nurture our soul and that can nourish our own mind. Today, I want to show you that this is how magic of meditation can completely heal your life. Look at this. A normal brain is completely imbalanced. Using magnetoencephalogram, if I image your brain, this is what I see. A brain which is completely imbalanced, which is more prone to anxiety, to depression, and to poor mental health. A brain which is completely negatively balanced. But look at this, what happens. Only 15 to 25 minutes of meditation can completely balance your both right and left hemispheres. Such a brain is mentally and emotionally more powerful. You can create magic in your life by the magic of meditation, by the power of meditation. This is what gives you a synchronized brain. My dear friends, we as doctors today are only empowered, are only tuned to work with a left brain. Let me tell you, your left brain is decisive. No doubt it is accurate and analytical. No doubt it is reasoning. But true meditation and the true power lies in creating a emotional empathy in you. It's about activating also your right brain, the brain which is peaceful, which is creative, which is passive, which is loving, and which is intuitive. When you become a Karma Yogi, you get 100% success. You create a perfect balance, a synchrony of your right and left brain. My dear friends, today I want to tell you that you will always remember this day, that one day one of the persons had come to you, joined you for only half an hour, telling you some of the most profound lessons of the life. No amount of lecturing, no amount of notes is going to change your life. But what I want to tell you is it's only the power of changing your own thought that is going to create magic in your life. One of the persons like you, a group of people like you, went to a saint and told him that we don't have time. When should we meditate? When should we learn to create magic in our life, to meditate in our life? And he smilingly told that, yes, you know, are very busy. I know you don't have time. You learn to meditate only one day before you die, and that is more than enough. And they were very happy. Happily, they started going out. And one of the persons turned back immediately and said, but sir, we don't know. When are we going to die? And he immediately turned and said, then you should meditate today, because tomorrow what is going to happen, you don't know, my dear friends. The day of transformation is today in your life. I leave you with one of the most profound messages, and you must note down this message, which I always give as a last message of my life. And this message is that today is the first day of your life. This day is the first day of rest of your life. It's up to you how you design and define your life. You have the power to create magic in your life. My dear friends, let me take on to a beautiful journey of meditation to you. Let us experience this silence. Let us experience the power of healing that meditation can create in our life. Just sit back relaxed. And visualize yourself separate from the body, a point of light, a peaceful, a loving, a happy God's angel. Let us all introspect our mind in deep silence. Look at the level of anger, the irritation, and the negative emotions that we have. Let me clean my mind of all the negativity. Let me embrace God's purity, God's happiness, and God's bliss. I am the creator of my destiny. I radiate all the joy and happiness to every cell of my body. Perfect health. I choose to accept people. I choose to love and appreciate people. My relationships are harmonious, full of love, and are blissful. In this deep state of mind, I choose to design my future. I choose to create a magical transformation and recreate my destiny. I am God's magic, a peaceful, loving, and a happy soul. Relaxed, free of all the anger, of all the irritation and negativity. Let this power of purity radiate to the every cell of my body. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So, this is what we are gifted with. We have the power to create our destiny, to create a magical transformation that we want in our life. Let me tell you, don't change your life forever. Don't change your life even for a month or a week. Just try to practice one thing for one day, letting go of all the negativity, embracing love, accepting people, enjoying your life, decluttering your life only and only for one day. Redefine your success. Learn to embrace joy and happiness. This is what is the power of meditation. This is what is the balance. This is what we all, as human beings, as doctors, need in our life. Thank you so much, and Om Shanti.
We're speechless, sir. Now, please unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gupta sir, for all those profound messages and live meditation session. Literally, I had goosebumps, and we are fortunate to have such a great human being amongst us. Can we now move into an interactive question and answer session?
Yes.
Which will be moderated by Dr. Rajesh.
Yeah. We have been asked by a few questions on during the session. So one question was how many hours of sleep do we need for a calm mind? Any?
So, there is a very beautiful 2 episode, 10 minutes talks that transform episodes that I've released on my YouTube. It's BK Dr. Mohit Gupta on the magic of sleep. 5 questions on sleep, the quantity, the quality of sleep, the stages of sleep, how to have a great sleep. Everything is answered in only 8 to 10 minutes. But let me
Yes.
tell you one thing, that sleep is not about just quantity, it's about the quality. Like a yogic sleep, I sleep for 4 to 5 hours for last 25 years, and I'm very comfortable. Why? Because my sleep is only for 5 hours, but very peaceful and very powerful. I take only 5 seconds to go off to sleep. So quantity of sleep is important, no doubt. 6 to 7 to 8 hours is very good, but more important than quantity is to have a great, peaceful, and quality sleep. And for that, I would suggest take up to 10 to 5 minutes of meditation before you sleep. Reprogram, reinvent your brain, program your life for the next day, declutter of all the negativity, and go in a peaceful environment. That is what is important. So, both quantity, yes, it is important, but quality is more powerful than governing. And that is why most of the yogis in India, as the ancient scripture says, they never used to sleep for more than 5 to 6 hours. That is what a true yogi sleep is. Medically, no doubt, 7 to 8 hours. Without any doubt, if you want, medically, 6 to 8 hours is what is recommended. Okay. Yeah. Next question, please.
Today's today's medical profession is very demanding, and the patient points of view. Patient always wants 100% from you. So assaults and doctor and during OPD hours also. So how to deal in that moment of heat and all that.
Remember only one thing. Ask yourself now, whosoever is asking this, and each one of you should introspect. Each one of us should introspect. The reason for the assaults and the negativities that we are having with the patients is not because of the patients, but it's because of our own vibrations and our own mindset. I always tell my patients, I always tell my young doctors who are under training in the DM cardiology program that we run. And as doctors, I also ask you, there are two things in life. One is, can I do this procedure? That is a medical question. And the second one is, should I do this procedure? That's an ethical question. A great doctor is who balances both can I and should I. If you are able to answer these questions, these things will never happen. It's been 30 years in my life. We treat millions and millions of patients, thousands and thousands of patients. It takes only 10 to 15 seconds in my interaction, and patients never question it. When your consciousness is clear, when you are calm inside, when you are honest inside, your outward interaction will never create negativity, and patients will blindly follow you. They will trust you. It's only lack of that energy that makes you face these interactions. And if you want to have these healthy interactions, you have to change the energy and the environment. And this is what I even told, during my last Thursday interaction with the Honorable President of India, Honorable Shrimati Draupadi Murmuji. I told her that, very beautifully I put it. And what was it that, let us create not centers for treatment, let us create temples of healing. And those temples of healing are created by our own mindset. So ask yourself. Next question, please.
Shirish sir or any Shama madam you can ask.
Yeah, I had a one query that meditation can calm the mind, but how it'll heal the physical illness? Then I got the answer today from you, that is neuroplasty. But
So
does
this was a very basic and a very light lecture given the time. I invite you to a very powerful and a detailed session also, in which we go on to the intricacies that how this is scientifically possible. Besides my own studies and my own experiments, my own lifestyle, 3 more experiences which I have not shared. There are some phenomenal experiments and studies that have been carried globally, that how your own thoughts have the power to completely heal the patient. But remember, meditation and this science is only complementing your science. They are not a replacement. They are complementing each other. I don't claim and neither do I say that, even the rarest of the disease and most serious form of the disease will be completely recovered. No, not at all. That will be a wrong message and an extrapolation. A more balanced message is that yes, There are situations where you can completely heal yourself. There are also situations where in rare diseases, the journey of your life becomes more peaceful and the experience of pain will become little less. That is what is the power of meditation.
Okay. But then this neuroplasty, it has age.
Sorry?
Does the neuroplasty has age? I mean, after 50 years of age or
No,
something.
no, no. Let
So,
me tell you, it's only about reprogram. You must listen again a very powerful talk that I had given, which is called the Science of Soul, in which very nicely we have elaborated the experiments which are called counterclockwise aging. Counterclockwise aging were conducted by Dr. Ellen Langer. So this is not the right time to go into all those details, but you must listen very simply. All the people, forget about 50, they were 80 to 90 years, and only 3 weeks of those experiments completely changed their lifestyle, reversed the glaucoma, decreased the hypertension, reversed the diabetes. This is what is the magic of meditation and lifestyle. So, neuroplasticity has no age, it's only the mindset, but it takes time to program. Okay?
okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And
Thank
it's
you. Very
always a
enlightening program. Yes, we are
thank you.
really
Yes, sir.
inspired.
Inspired.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I like the terminology of managing pandemic of personal mismanagement.
Yes, it's a pandemic of personal mismanagement. I also invite all of you to Mount Abu. And before that, as Ulas Bhai has mentioned, that you are conducting a very beautiful mind-body medicine, and I hope that some of you are able to make to that. But next year we are going to have conclave in Mount Abu also. This year also, it will be a pleasure to have you guys there. But I would also say that in your conferences, I keep on traveling globally, have now these out of these box sessions. This is what people need. Besides the routine knowledge, people as doctors, we need to create more and more harmony and magic in our life. This is what is the beauty, that as doctors, we need to heal ourselves. We doctors are poor patients. We must take out time, let go of all this too much, too much technology, too much this. How we introduce, oh, successful cardiologist, these many medals. This is not what our true introduction is. Your true happiness is what is governing our life. The level of satisfaction that we have created, the beauty of relations that we have, this is what should govern in our life. So that is what I say. Spread this message in your organization amongst all people so that we are people not just treating, but we are healing also. Isn't it? Thank you so much, and Om
Yes.
Shanti. Look
Yeah, thank
forward.
you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
May I invite Dr. Viral Shah to give off his vote of thanks?
Vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Respected Chairperson, our esteemed speaker, Dr. Mohit Gupta, moderators, office bearers, and dear members. On behalf of MOS, I sincerely thank Dr. Mohit Gupta for his inspiring talk on power of one thought. Sir, your words have truly reminded us of the strength that lies in a single positive thought and how it can guide both our professional and personal lives. Our thanks also to Chairperson Dr. Meenakshi Bagli Madam, our moderators Dr. Shama Madam, and BK Dr. Rajesh Ugle for so ably conducting today's session. Special thanks to BK Dr. Ullas Gotkar, one of the active coordinators of Brahma Kumaris in the Vidarbha region. I also acknowledge the constant support of our MOS leadership, Dr. Sharish Thorat sir, and also my colleagues in the executive team. Thanks to Entot Pharmaceutical for their support and our technical team for smooth execution. Finally, heartfelt gratitude to all our members for joining in large numbers today and making the evening meaningful. With this, we formally conclude the session. Thank you and look forward to meeting you again in the future programs. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Mohit sir, would definitely like to hear from you 3 experiences which you have not shared. Very soon.
Part two remains.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.